Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, March 26th. The video I'm posting today is going to be pretty much the last one we do until next Tuesday. If you have any questions, obviously contact either me or Mrs. Fulford if you watch this. But the next thing we have to do is we have to get to mass. So what I wanted to do is very quickly just go back through these so you can see the difference of them. I'm not going to take very long. And then I've got two mass problems I'd like to work with you. All right. So first of all, let's review moles to moles, moles to mass, and mass to moles. So we've had the same setup every single time. And we start always with the unknown, which is units and material, equal to the known, the units over 1. And in a mole-to-mole problem, you can see that both cases, the units are moles. So now your job is to decide which of the definitions, and you can see that I've got all three of them kind of sort of shown, but I got to decide which definition, molar ratio or molar mass, is going to work best. Because since they're both moles, there's only one definition that has moles in both of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill in the first definition, right? You'll see down on the bottom right that I have highlighted in yellow. We're going from moles of K to moles of U. The only definition between those is molar ratio. So let's go ahead and put it in there. When we do that, we know that looking again down at the bottom right corner, you can use molar ratio, which is moles of the known on the bottom, moles on the unknown on the top. Why? Because we have to cancel moles of the known, right? And when you do that, and I'm not going to cancel them here, but you can see that the red cancels and you have moles of U on both sides. That's the goal in every one of these problems, okay? Let's go to moles to mass, right? In this case, we have grams of the unknown that we're looking for. We have started with moles of the known. What that does down at the lower right is you can see we start with moles of the known and we go all the way down to the lowest right, which says mass of the unknown. But what's the first thing it tells us to do? It tells us to go across and use molar ratio. We're always going to put moles of the known on the bottom because it cancels. So now we are stuck with moles of the unknown. You can see we've matched our material, but we do not have the units correct. We don't want moles of U, we want grams of U. So if you follow on the bottom right, we're going to go to the bottom, right? And you can see that it's using the molar mass of the unknown, grams over moles. Why is it grams over moles? Because guess what? We have to cancel out the yellow highlighted moles of the unknown. And if everything cancels, notice the two things you have left are grams of the unknown and grams of the unknown. So you've set your problem up correctly. All right, let's go to mass to moles, the opposite. All right, in this particular case, we're starting with grams and we're going to moles. So our brackets are in the wrong place. I moved them now. So you can see we start down at the lower left corner with mass of the known. But since mass of the known has to be on the bottom, what are we going to do? We're going to take and flip molar mass. So grams of K is on the bottom, 1 mole of K is on the top. Grams cancels, and now we have moles of K, but we have to get across, we got to get across the dotted line. So we have to use another of our definitions. We're moles to moles, which means we're going to be using molar ratio. And again, it's always moles of the known on the bottom to cancel it, to get to moles of the unknown on the top. And look, what we're asking for is moles of U. We have moles of U on the top, the only thing left. So if you consider how these problems work, they work the exact same way every single time. All right, so now we're to mass. Hopefully you can already see this, but let's just walk through this one really fast and let me do the problems. All right, so first of all, let's set our brackets down on the bottom. All right, we are going to go up to moles of K, across to moles of U, and then down to mass of the unknown. So we're starting with mass of grams. Which definition are we going to use? Well, we're going to use the definition in between mass of the known and moles of the known, which is molar mass. But grams has to be on the bottom to cancel. Right? We're at moles to K. We got to go to moles to U. So let's do that. And what do we use? We use molar ratio. Moles of K has to be on the bottom to cancel. Moles of U has to be on the top. Right now we're to moles of U, but we're not looking for moles of U. We're looking for grams of mu. And U being the unknown, of course. So what do? We follow that arrow down. And that tells us to use the molar mass of the unknown. But moles of unknown goes on the bottom simply because we are always making sure the bottom unit cancels. Matches the top one on B4. So this is the problem. This is the first time you're going to use all three definitions. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say goodbye to the PowerPoint, and let's work a couple of problems. All right, so I've got these things back up here. Hopefully we're not going to use them. Here's the problem. Same problem I used on yesterday's video, or the same equation I used on yesterday's video. I have it already set up so that we have a balanced equation, and I got it set up so that we already know the molar masses. All right, so the very first question I want to do is this. We're going to ask how many grams of silver nitrate are used to produce 250 grams of silver chloride. So what's our problem? Our problem says how many grams of AgNO3 equals 250.0 grams of AgCl. That's our known and our unknown. All right, so how are we going to do this? We are going to, first of all, take mass of the unknown up to moles of the unknown. And we're going to follow the upward arrow, which says I'm going to use, we have AgCl, I'm going to use this molar mass flipped. So I'm going to say 1 mole of AgCl is equal to 143.4 grams. Notice that will cancel. Now I'm up to moles of the known. So now that I'm there, because as it says 1 mole, I'm going to go over to moles of U, which is using moles of the unknown over moles of the known. So what's our unknown? Our unknown is AgCl, and we can see that it has 2 moles. Wait a minute, I was supposed to be going to the unknown. I apologize. We're looking for AgNO3, but it's still 2 moles. So it's 2 moles of AgNO3 over 2 moles of AgCl. Moles of AgCl cancel, so now we are 2 moles of the unknown. And then the last section portion is going to go from moles of the unknown down to mass of the unknown. And when we follow the arrow down, it tells us to use the molar mass of the unknown, which is AgNO3. But now it has grams over moles, so we're going to do 169.9 grams of AgNO3 divided by 1 mole of AgNO3. Notice these cancel, and we have grams of Ag on the top. We have grams of Ag on the bottom. Okay, so doing the math, we're going to multiply 250. This is a non-math problem right there. We're going to get 250 times 169.9 and then divide it by 143.4. There are 4 sig figs here, so our answer is going to have 4 sig figs. Not that it matters this moment, but I get 296.2 grams of AgNO3 is my answer. All right, so let me get the second problem. And we're going to go right ahead and do it really quickly also. All right. So in this particular case, we're looking at how many grams of CaNO3. We are now looking using this guy, and we're going to use this guy now as the known, right? So let's get the problem started by saying how many grams of CaNO3 equals 100.0 grams of AgNO3. You can put that over 1 anytime you need to be able to see that he's on the top. All right, so again, we're starting down in the lower left with the mass of our known. We have to follow the arrow up to the moles of the known. And we're going to do that by using the molar mass of my known, which is AgNO3. But we're going to have to flip it upside down to be able to make sure that the units cancel. So I'm going to say 1 mole AgNO3 is 169.9 grams. Grams of AgNO3 cancel. And we have moved ourselves correctly up to moles of the known. Excuse me. So now we have to move ourselves over to the moles of the unknown. We're going to do the same thing we did before. Follow the arrow, and it tells us to put the moles of the unknown, which is calcium chloride, on the top. 1 mole calcium chloride on the top, and the moles of the unknown, which is 2 moles of AgNO3 on the bottom. And notice our moles of AgNO3 cancel. So we have successfully moved ourselves across the piece of paper, across the dotted line to moles of the unknown, but we're looking for grams of the unknown. Oh, you know what I did? I put the wrong guy up there, didn't I? But it's not CaCl2. Sorry about that. We are still looking at the correct NO3. I don't know, I just can't read. It's still a 1, so I didn't mess up too bad. So put CaNO3, but it's going to matter now with the molar mass, right? Okay, so the last thing we have to do is go from moles of CaNO3 down to mass of CaNO3. And what does it tell us to do? Following the arrow down, it tells us to use grams, the molar mass of CaNO3. So that's what I'm going to do. 164.1 grams of CaNO3 over 1 mole. And so let's go ahead and get that answer. Okay, so in this particular case we have one additional division, but we're going to take 100 multiplied by 164.1. Then we're going to come down on the bottom, we're going to divide by 169, and then we have to divide by 2 as well. You can always simplify the bottom first, put it in parentheses, multiply it, and then only have to divide by 1. But whatever way you get it, the answer is 48.3. Now I should go to the 9, but you know what, I'm not going to worry about it. 3 grams of CaNO3, 2 is our answer. It should be 48.29, but 29, we're going to just go with the 3 right now. So there is our answer. So now you're going to have some practice problems on the Google form, and you can also, there's also going to be a Schoology put out there. So this is what we're asking you to try to get done over the weekend. On Tuesday, we'll post one last video about molecules to molecules or mass to molecules. All right. Thank you guys. Have a great weekend, and hopefully we'll see you soon.